So, 3 ways that you are messing up your nutrition plan that have got nothing to do with calories, macros, meal timing, nutrient timing, all that kind of stuff. So, number 1, you have absolutely no idea what your goal actually is. The amount of people that do the free nutrition evaluations that I do, or drop into DMs, or just chat to me in general about nutrition, are never really definitive about what they say. Things like, I want to, lose fat, get stronger, have more muscle, perform better, sleep better, improve health markers, all at the same time. Let's go. That is really, really, really hard to do. I'm not saying that you can't do multiple things all at once, because you certainly can. A huge amount of clients get stronger, build muscle and lose fat all at the same time. But it's harder to do that and really focus on fat loss and really focus on muscle building and, more importantly, strength building, and focus on MAP performance all at the same time. If you've watched my content for a bit, you know that I always say something my dad used to say to me, which is, a man who chases 2 rabbits catches neither, which isn't necessarily true, because if you're really fucking fast, you're going to be able to catch 2 rabbits. So you can do it, but it's much, much harder. So what you need to do is be really definitive about what you actually want to do when it comes to your nutrition plan. What is the biggest priority? Do you know you will perform a lot better if you are less fat? Do you know that you will perform a lot better if you get stronger? What is the biggest gap that you've got to fill? For most people, it's losing fat and getting stronger, which you can do pretty easily together, which is pretty cool. For some people who are already at the weight that they need to be, who are already doing strength and conditioning, it's performance, it's MAP performance, it's recovery. So figure it out, or prioritize them. First we're going to lose fat, then we're going to focus on performance while building muscle, and then we may do a specific strength phase while keeping body fat in check and things like that. Find out which is the biggest priority to you and do that. Number 2, you have no idea at all how to structure a good nutrition plan in with your life. Most people are doing one of 2 things. They are either bastardizing a version of a bodybuilding diet that they've heard, where they should be eating 6 small meals per day, or they are doing some version of crazy fasting they've seen on the Joe Rogan podcast. There's nothing wrong with either, specifically, but what you're generally going to find is what works best for your life will allow you to be the most consistent, which will allow you to get the results that you need. So, telling somebody that they need to eat 6 times a day, who have 2 small children under 3, who have an insanely busy job that contains loads and loads of travelling and other responsibilities that they've got, and other hobbies and training and trying to fit lifting and everything else, it's just not feasible. It's going to be so hard for people to do it. What you end up seeing is people believing content that they see on social media of you just don't want it enough, you don't want it bad enough, you need to find a way to make it work. And for the most part, well, not even for the most part, for some of the part that is true, you do need to suck it up and make it work. But you do not need to make it harder than what it needs to be. Find a way to structure your nutrition so it works with your life. If that's 3 main meals a day and a couple of little snacks, great. If it's just 2 big meals a day and snacks, great. If it's 10 tiny snacks that you can eat because you're an Amazon delivery driver and you're snacking between deliveries, do that. Find the thing that's going to deliver the most likelihood of you being able to consistently do that. And if that means you've got to lose some optimalness to stay consistent, then great, because you'll get much better results. And thirdly, the biggest mistake I made, and this is mostly when it comes down to fat loss, is there's no objectable time frame in which you want to do this. You just say, I want to, lose 3 kilos, I want to lose 5 kilos, I want to be less fat, I want to be shredded for holiday, whatever it is. But there's no time frame that you give yourself. You've got no timeline. You don't know how long you've got to do something. You don't know how much you need to be losing every week on average. You don't know where you are. And what that leads to, without you having a definitive timeline, is that you are easier on you about letting yourself off with having free meals, snacks, more biscuits, like all that kind of stuff that you know you do, because you've got no accountability yourself, and because you've got no time frame that you put on it, there is no consequences to messing that up. So therefore, you get lax on your diet, and then a little bit of laxness becomes a bit more, becomes you pressing the fucking button, and your diet's over anyway, and once again you achieve your results. So something that is actually really good for this is, if you've got a substantial amount of weight to lose, is doing a competition. So whether that's powerlifting comp, whether it's doing, jiu-jitsu competitions, which obviously is the main thing that I'm talking about, an MMA fight, white collar boxing, fuck it, even a high rocks, something that you've got ideally something with a weight class, so there's consequences for it. So high rocks doesn't really count, so I'll take that back. But something that, there is a consequence to it if you do not make weight. That will allow you to stay on track a lot better. So there's some 3 things that you need to be focusing on if you want to be able to get the most out of your nutrition and be able to set it up in a way that's going to benefit you. Stop trying to shoehorn fucking everything into your life that isn't going to fit. Find ways to make it a bit easier, because there are plenty of things that you are going to have to sacrifice and give up and actually work hard. So don't make it harder than what it needs to be.